Alright, what's up, guys? So, a couple of days ago, I made a post about how I would be making a video about giving you guys something a little bit actionable to kind of gauge price and read it a little bit better. Now, the sauce I do have to gatekeep for the mentorship, but I still want to give you guys something that I think is really, really helpful and super simple. And yeah, as you can see on the chart, I have two EMAs on, right? So if you just go up here and you type in EMA, even on deck screen or even if you're doing shitcoins, it doesn't matter. Moving average exponential, right? So there's a whole mess of combinations that you can use for this type of thing, but I'm going to share two different types: the types I like to use for majors and the types that I like to use for meme coins because they are different, obviously, and even understanding the time frames on which you're using it is very important. But I'm not gonna go that deep, to be honest. Not today. So, as you can see, right? I know probably like intuitively speaking, like EMAs seem pretty simple, but there's actually like a little bit more to them than you might realize. And I've met traders over the years that will use pretty simple tools like this, and plus maybe like a Bollinger Band or like maybe something for where to set your stop and take profit, like ATR, all sorts of things, right? But the best traders I've ever seen, they don't trade off of liquidity, but use like tools like this. They're using simple shit like this. So uh, what I can tell you about EMAs from my own research is that you need to pay attention to a couple of things. So you don't want to be caught in this type of price action right here. Notice that the bands are flattened. You know, there's not really like heavy momentum. They're kind of, this is chop, and you need to learn how to identify that because you can't just use EMAs like a monkey. You know, if it were that easy, trust me, there would be just so many people walking around with fat bags. But you need to learn how to avoid and recognize and not get too euphoric when something like this is going on. Realize that that's not sustainable for a long time, right? Like price does not expand more than it consolidates and retraces. Uh, the expansion is the hard thing to catch. That's catching the lightning in the bottle, and how to do that takes a lot more skill and finesse than just reading two lines. But what I'm showing you here can definitely help. So, number one thing I want you to watch out for is when the bands are flattening and price is chopping, and they're not really being respected too clean. You need to wait until something convincing happens, right? So, like here, I mean, the trend is clearly down, right? Every pop above is clearly just a fake out, and having that visually seen right here um, shouldn't induce you to want to go long on something like this, especially because the bottom band is not even flipped above the top. You always see some measure of a crossover when the big move is about to happen, right? So like right here, we could see the blue line crosses above the black. We could take that as what people call a golden cross. Now it doesn't mean that price is gonna pump, but it means maybe it's a decent time to throw some cash in or get some cash out. So at this point, right? This is Bitcoin. This may not cherry picking a chart. I'm on Bitcoin weekly, right? So let's say that ever since we lost the EMAs, we are looking for shorts until it's flipped, right? So this whole time we're only looking for shorts, only looking for shorts. Once we pop above it and we get that crossover, we're only looking for longs. Only looking for longs, only looking for longs, only looking for longs. We break below, right? We get the blue line crossover. It's pretty convincing. You're looking for shorts, looking for shorts, boom. Right here is where I would start to become skeptical. I would notice how the bands are flat and now it's being very irrespective of it. Um, and so it would make me very skeptical of this next time. And I have the tools of being able to understand like what exactly is happening with price in here, but obviously the EMAs are not going to give you that information. Um, but I would get interested again once I see that we break above and we actually held it and we expanded and we held it again, right? So that's something to keep in mind with these EMAs. The next thing that I would like to kind of mention for you to keep an eye on is that the distance relative to the two EMAs from each other is significant, because the further and the larger that this gap becomes, the more and more you should start leaning towards maybe it's time to start taking some profits, right? So you can see it gets larger, it gets larger. You can't sustain it for long because markets do not just move up. It has to cool off for some time, right? But then you can see here, you get a very accurate depiction of what the aggression is like when you can see that we are holding this space pretty consistently. This is a weekly chart, so imagine week 1 perfectly holding it, not even crossing back into the blue line really. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. And this is not, don't be fooled, it's not up only price action. In spots like this, I promise you 90% of crypto Twitter is shitting their pants off. I see it all the fucking time. But you can see it's respected here, right? Look at all the respect. Once it breaks back into blue, warning sign, maybe take some off considering probably up massive from that. And then you see it break below the black, right? And then you can think to yourself, well, I don't want to look for shorts because are you fucking kidding me? Like, if you're looking for shorts in that, like, bro, you honestly probably deserve to lose some money. So we'll probably sit on our hands and wait a little bit. You know, this is the summer. Summers typically tend to not be that interesting with very consolidated price action. But then once we see, boom, blue crosses over black again, and we respect it, that's easy long right there, right? Textbook. Not only did we respect it, but we broke above the blue line right after. So from here, you could have went long, made a fat bag easy, targeting these highs, whatever. Cross back in the blue, that's early warning sign. Under the black, now we're looking for shorts, maybe. You don't have to, but I mean, I was looking for shorts at this point because they had just put in such a massive move. And whenever you see this at all-time highs, that's called the get the fuck out pattern. Um, just constantly SFPing the highs before it. But we have a little fake out here, but the blue never crossed above the black, so you shouldn't have gotten that excited that you creamed your pants and bought. And you can see, look how well it works. All the way down, supported. Boom, we break back up, you buy. Once the blue crosses over, you buy more. Once you see a retest and it holds, you buy more. Same here. Probably would have got shaken out here, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't get shaken out there all public because I know a little bit more than just EMAs. I know how price books. So I didn't get caught out there, but even with this thing, even if you did get stopped out, whatever, lost money. Look at this, you would have just profited massive from this move. So this is the 7 in the 21 EMA, and I like using these for crypto majors. You can see for Sol it works pretty fucking good too. For ETH it works really nice. Even the dollar, it works okay with dollar. But it's pretty reliable for most majors, I find, to have a good grasp on the direction. So you're just not, I just see so many people that, like, if they see some selling, like, they get out, and then they're just making like way too many mistakes where, like, they got it right but they just burned their fucking capital. So I'm kind of tired of seeing that in here, at least. So I'm really hoping that this can help a lot. It's not the mentorship, I know, but it's something that I use this strategy to pass multiple funded accounts, and now I don't need a funded account because, like, I don't even need this strategy anymore. I can whip it out sometimes, like, you know, if I'm lazy or if I know a good commodity to trade, whatever. But yeah, when it comes to the meme coins, you can either use the 34 or the 16 put 16, and then you can put the next one as 8. So these combinations of EMAs are the ones I gravitate towards the most, that I found are most reliable, or that most indicators will like base their stuff off of, like the whole moving average. I don't know, probably not a lot of people have seen it, but I spent a lot of time dabbling with indicators. I even have a couple of my own that I used to sell pretty frequently, but this one, I just want to show because it's a pretty like popular thing to have on your chart, but really it's just EMAs. But I think it just probably looks cooler. But yeah, anyways, if you've seen that, it's just EMAs. So 721, 816, or you can do 1634, or you can try 3464. Those are all the combinations of EMAs that I will use if I want to look at meme coins, or if I want just another extra addition of confluence to my trades on anything else. I could just whip these out. But yeah, I'm really hoping that that helps some of you guys trading these meme coins. You gotta open up a chart, you gotta take a look, because there's other people that are, and if you're not, well, be surprised when you lose in the zero-sum game. But yeah, any questions, feel free to tag me in chat, and yeah, peace out guys.